After the February 1917 revolution broke out, the Tsar surrendered and a provisional government was formed. Russian absolutism was in its death throes. Churchill was horrified. For him and the Entente chancelleries, there was only one question: would the new government keep Russia in the war, and if so, for how long? If the Eastern Front collapsed, the Germans might win the war. The provisional government dithered, but finally decided to carry on fighting. This was the shortest route to political suicide. Lenin's return from exile galvanized the Bolshevik Party. They demanded an immediate end to the war. Desertions had already begun, and the Tsarist army was in a state of collapse. By the time the Bolsheviks took power in October and declared a unilateral truce, a large proportion of the soldiers were on their side. The two revolutions in Russia unnerved the United States. President Woodrow Wilson decided to enter the war to prevent the Entente defeat and work out a strategy to defeat Bolshevik Russia. Well before the war's end, Churchill was plotting an armed intervention to put the Tsar back on the throne. Barely had the conflict ended before a British expeditionary force was dispatched to Russia to sour up the Tsarist generals Denikin and Wrangel. The provisional government had suggested that they were perfectly happy to hand the Tsar and his family over to Britain. But the Foreign Secretary Lord Curzon was strongly opposed, fearing a class polarization at home. Churchill and his associates hung the Tsar and his family out to dry. Neither the king nor his ministers were in a sentimental mood. While Churchill had seriously underestimated the weaknesses of the Tsarist state, the Russian revolutionaries were more far-sighted. They understood that the Tsarist social formation harbored the most explosive accumulation of contradictions in Europe.